Hello, and what is going on, you guys? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. A new update has already here and now on Gran Turismo 7. September 2022 update on version 1.23. 3 new cars, including a world record-breaking electric vehicle, is now arrived as well. Let's have a good look. The 3 cars are now also to be featured to be added to the game is the Nissan Silvia K-Type S S14 1994 to be available in a used car dealership. 2 cars are also to be available at the brand central is the Porsche Vision Gran Turismo Spyder and Volkswagen ID R 2019 is available. But there is also to have some following menu book has been added to the main update. Number 45 in the menu book is the Silvia Sisters, collector level 27 and above, but also to have 2 extra menus on number 8 is collection Corvette and number 9 is collection mid-engine Porsche, also to be available on collector level 45 and above. These 3 new menu books and extra menus will appear after clearing menu book number 39 is the Championship World GT Series and having to watch the ending part. But we know that because this is going to get much more proud, excellent moment for having a brand new update to have a S14 Silvia. So, it turns out that the World Circuits to have a new event called Silvia Sisters to be available to be raced on Willow Springs International Raceway, streets of Willow Springs, along with the other tracks to be adding up with some new rounds on events. D-Force Raceway Reverse, Tsukuba Circuit, and also to have one event in the Japanese FR Challenge 450 in Autopolis International Racing Course. American Clubman Cup 700 to add one event to be raced at the Trial Mountain Circuit. Also, one event to be on the World Touring Car 800 will be having a 10-lap challenge to be at Tokyo Expressway east clockwise. The World Touring Car 800 will be appear after clearing menu book number 39 as a plan to be having one championship event to be in the 10th round along with the ending. So there are some Scapes to be adding up with California 2nd and Tokyo 2nd locations have been added as a features curations in Scapes. So what else? There might be a new decal in the livery editor. Added 6 Mazda Spirit Racing logo decals are also to be available when choosing any Mazda vehicle to be selected in the livery editor when using any kinds of Mazda road cars and race car whenever you like to choose. But you might have to head over to the GT Auto and check it out yourself. So there might be some other improvements and adjustments to be on the lobby, meeting place, and sport to have some improved network connectivity and some other issues. But at the time, because there might be having some situations on Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya Rallycross layout might be putting up some pit lane during the practice on the circuit. Because that might have some main problems that it also to be fixed an issue wherein the car would not move again. So in that case, because there might be some other kinds of issues that you might have to take a good look by scrolling down. All kinds of different options and putting up with some steering controls as well. And others to be well variated to be addresses. Okay, so let's go to the world map and have a good look on a used car dealership. But talk about having a hot price available ever since the Suzuki Cappuccino Sport. But there it is right now, the Nissan Silvia K's Type S S14 1994 is only available in 60,000 credits. Performance point is going to be 476.86 points. Much more fine good, FR and turbo aspiration. But I mean, this is going to be quite good to have a real car category, just like the S13 and S15 to have a nice S14 Silvia to be part of it. But looks like the Silvia Sisters are about to have a one big reunion to have the S14 to be welcome in GT7. Let's learn more about this car. Among Japanese two-door sports coupes, the Nissan Silvia is one with particularly deep roots. Born in 1965, the legendary first-gen model is remembered as an indispensable part of Japanese automotive history. This model here, affectionately known as the S14, dates back to 1993. The direct successor to the S13, it marked the arrival of the 6th generation car. Compared to its predecessor, it was a bit wider with a longer body and wheelbase. In line with its pre-degree, it features a front engine / rear wheel drive or FR layout. And its sleek and simple proportions give it a look that makes it instantly recognizable as a Silvia. Contributing to its excellent performance was an evolved undercarriage. This came with a reinforced brake and a stiffer suspension results in improved handling. This case Type S Gray was the top of the line model. It came with a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine and a rear spoiler. So it turns out to become a 6th generation on the Nissan Silvia. To have the S14 is becoming much more pre-production model, just like the Mitsubishi GTO Twin Turbo as a 1991 model. But this one might be quite good to have. A base color is pearl white. Alright, looks like 60,000 GT credits. I'm about to have the S14 is going to be acquired and added to the car index. Hello, sweet S14, and that makes very good collector points to be on 60. Take a good look, you guys. This one is a very good 6th generation Silvia after the 5th generation was also to be titled as the S13. But I had to hold on to it because I might have to keep it later on. Now, after having one car available at the used car dealership, let's go to the brand central to have 2 new cars available because the IDR and Porsche Vision Gran Turismo Spyder is going to get much more cool and fine excellent. So let's go to the Porsche section and have a brand new version on the Spyder version in the Vision Gran Turismo car. So there it is right now. This is definitely might be a brand new Porsche Vision Gran Turismo to be titled as a Spyder version. Just like the original, it has 2 seats to have a hardtop cover, but now this one might have a 1 seat to be as a Roadster version, just like the Jaguar Vision Gran Turismo Roadster. But it also has 4 colors to be well same as usual. But I mean, because starting out to have a leaf blue gloss to have a nice default color to be selected to be in a showroom. Gonna have to learn more about this car. This Spyder is another variation of the Porsche Vision Gran Turismo. An open top body, which are designed Spyder by the company, have defined many historic Porsche over the years. The most famous of them were legendary race cars of the past like the Porsche 550 and 718 RS60 Spyders. What distinguished the Porsche Vision Gran Turismo Spyder is its bold chop-up roof design. With a seamless cowling covering the passenger seat, you'd think it was a genuine single-seat race car. Like the coupe model, it is filled with a dual electric motors in the front and back that combine to produce an amazing 1098.6 horsepower and 802.9 foot-lb of torque. Well, it turns out to become much more fine single seat to have a nice Vision Gran Turismo car that Porsche just made after the Esports Challenge USA. But I mean, it's so cool and much more brilliant to have a different variation to have that same Vision GT car. Gonna have to add this Spyder version to be registered to the car index, and there you go. Looks like I'll have to try it out later on before the race. We'll have to go for the time trial. So by having a difference between the original as a hardtop for the Porsche Vision Gran Turismo and the Spyder to be put up onto the single seat Roadster is going to be much more similarity. But talk about having a most fine modern concept car to be labeled to be putting up as the exact difference of a classic race car. So let's go to the Volkswagen dealership at the session and have that IDR to be on a good look. But talk about having a most finest electric race car to see how it turns out. But there it is, because this one is going to be very good, brand new to be in GT7. It also costs 2 million credits to get this car to be purchased. Performance point is going to be at 867.81 performance points. I mean, this looks so very good to have an all-wheel drive to be labeled to have an aspiration on electric vehicle. It also has one color available because this one is the official livery. Gonna have to learn more about this car. The first production version of the Volkswagen ID electric car appeared in 2020. The ID.R played a symbolic role in the launching of the new brand. It came in the form of a race car with electric motors in the front and back that combined to produce 670.6 horsepower. Thus, power was transferred to all four wheels, giving the car excellent traction and grip. A competitor in global time trial events since 2018, the ID.R set several world speed records. It was the first car to break the 8-minute barrier at the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. Pikes Peak is known as world's premier hill climbing event, held annually in Colorado. At the Nürburgring National Ilbe in Germany, the IDR beat the previous electric vehicle lap record by 60 seconds. It was also the first car to finish under 40 seconds at the legendary Goodwood Festival of Speed in England. So amazing to have the Volkswagen ID.R 2019 to be take place at Pikes Peak International Hill Climb, Nürburgring National Ilbe, and Goodwood Festival of Speed. No matter, it is going to be much more cool to have that electric race car for the first time to be entered in the 2020s decade. Alrighty then, so 2 million credits, I could probably go for it and accept it to have a nice registration to be on the car index. 2,000 collector points, and that might have 88,201 points. Okay, talk about having a brand new electric car in GT7. So I bet I could probably have to take it to the test drive to be at the Nürburgring National Ilbe in Germany. But there might be some bad news about this update, you guys. I know this is going to be having a most important thing to have all cars will have the ability to sell in GT7. Just like all the previous Gran Turismo games, including Sport, because I know this is going to be a little bit upset and disappointment because Polypity Digital is going to be having some changes and doing some new ideas for having a next update later on. But I mean, the new update looks so very good, but I know that the sale ability might be quite very much more important. So let's go to the Scapes session and have a very good look to have the feature to be on California and Tokyo. Also to have number 2 to be as sequel from Napa to Los Angeles and Irvine. And this one is a different kind of Tokyo. Alright, so let's have a good look. Gonna have to explore all kinds of 17 scenes. This one is the Grand Lower in LA, East 4th Street, Angeles National Forest, Sacred Drum Center for the Arts, parking lot, and this one over here is the G-Ready Performance Products. This is where it's located in Irvine, California. Looks so cool to have that background place, to have the FD, Honda CRX, and the R32 Skyline as you may ever see. And here is the South Beach in California. But I mean, all kinds of different background scapes in the US to be part on the West Coast. So much more fine places to be well explored, but I can't wait to take a good look in real life. Now let's go on to be in Tokyo to have a different background. a different kind of Tokyo to have that new scenes. So you might have to choose any kinds of different background scapes whenever you like to choose on any car, and a driver to have a nice good position to be on most finest background photo yet. But as usual to have the same scapes like last time. But you might have to choose whenever you like to pick, because that might have this part of the scapes background to be as usual and brand new to be part in the game. So let's just gonna have to go and choose California. This one might have the best place for myself. Gonna have to go with 3 cars. Gonna have to choose the IDR 2019. This one might be go first. Second, Porsche Vision Gran Turismo. And third, Nissan Silvia S14. Okay, gonna have to scroll down. Where is the S14? There you are. Guess I might need you at the moment. One more card to go. Gonna have to go sort things out and put up date acquired. Porsche Vision Gran Turismo Spyder. That one might have to do this perfectly to be well put up. I have to go be creative to have that perfect photo background scapes to become much more fine presentation. Gonna have to go automatically, rendering, and quick save. Alright, there you go. Looks like picture saved, and gonna have to switch up onto the Mazda vehicle. We'll have to go in to be on the GT Auto. Go back to the garage, so I could probably might have to switch back onto the RDR because this one might be quite very good to be brand new to be labeled as an electric racing car. Okay, gonna have to choose my Mazda RX Vision GT3 concept with UDRS Inspirtech livery. Just to be used to be as a showcase to see how it turns out by the example. I hope I could probably have to do entrance to be quickly before the console might be turned off automatically due to the heat temperature. But I still have the cooling fan on because it'll have to keep it much more calming down in about a few minutes when the hot temperature will go off. Now let's get into the livery editor and have a good look for having a new decal. Okay, looks like there are the new 6 decals are also exclusively to Mazda. But this one is Mazda Spirit Racing to have 6 of them are also to be included as well. You might have to choose which kind of type of decals whenever you like to choose on any Mazda vehicles on real car and race car whenever you like to pick. So I had to give a good example look. Just going to zoom in and have that good placement to be on the rear. Looks so good to be placed. Gonna have to zoom out and have a good look. It turns out to become much more great to have my livery design to be the same, and a new one as part of the main update is gonna be quite very good. Alright, so preview time is over, so I have to get ready to go on for having a nice ordinary time trial race event. But talk about having a perfect time to go to the Nürburgring National Ilbe for having a lap time attack for only 1 amount. 1 lap, and gonna have to go on to the world circuits is gonna have to go electrifying to have a race car to see how it feels. It takes time to be well patient to be loading screen. Let's go to Europe. But there are some new events at this time in Autodromo National Monza. Well, at least they might be having 1 event available to be on the Mazda circuit in the future. Bummer. I feel bad about the track. It doesn't show any new events available. So let's go and take it on the National Ilbe. Choose a time and go with noon. Bright and sunny day, and gonna have to go for the perfect moment to see how taking a test drive to see how it feels to be electric racing to be using on the Volkswagen ID 2019. Ever since to have a 2019 race car vehicle to be well produced in an electric vehicle. Sounds pretty awesome and gonna be much more well amazed to see how the drive mode transmission is gonna get much more packed up to go faster to the limit. So let's change the car and grab the IDR 2019. We'll take it to the test. Temperature for today is 55.4 degrees Fahrenheit. Hard compound tires to be set by default. But don't forget, I just really might need to have the rate adjustment and power restrictor in case. Let's begin. The sound of the engine is becoming much more similar like a fighter jet. It turns out to have a DRS function when driving the Volkswagen IDR is becoming much more good to have the wing spoiler to set on straight. Just like the McLaren P1 GTR and Mercedes-Benz F1 race car to have a different look of a wing spoiler is going to be much more powerful and increase the top speed in about 175 miles per hour. Looks so good. And gonna have to drive straight because the all-wheel drive and the horsepower of 670 might be becoming much more cool and greater to have a fastest electric race car to be raced around in the Nürburgring to take the good lap time to be on the rush. Gonna have to master every type turns ever since my free time by having a new clip. Here goes nothing. Using the DRS function to proceed onto the next sector. Go for the right turn. Increase the top speed. Alright, looks like 175 miles per hour. That might be quite very cool and much more dominance to be racing around on the Nürburgring, Goodwood Festival of Speed, and Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. On the inside onto the interior view, this looks very cool to have a steering wheel to have all kinds of technology and have a good performance to be on the lap time when driving the Volkswagen IDR. Looks so good and doing a proper all-wheel drive balance to stay drive to be on a single transmission mode to have that battery to be well packed up and stay steady. For instance, because the fastest race car to be well made as the electric vehicle to be categorized to be as a racing car category. Just like the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak Special that has a very good transmission gear to be going faster to have a gas vehicle. Much more powerful and monstrous to have that good horsepower. Just like the Volkswagen ID.R, just actually to have a good battery pack performance to be exactly 670 horsepower. Gonna have to be much more strategized and see how it feels. Talk about having a test drive to try out with this new race car. Gonna have to take that turn, go for the hard lap. Right turn, go for the straightaway to have the DRS. Moving on to take the next sector, gonna have to go up the hill by the elevation. There we go. Now gonna have to use the wing spoiler to use the DRS. I can tell you guys, because this electric race car is becoming much more fine efficient to be well raced around on the track. Especially the Nürburgring as well, because that might have the perfect place for having a time attack. You're gonna have to go faster, take the rush, and go curve straightaway by using the DRS function. Going up in 172 miles per hour. Gonna have to drive careful. Take that brake precision to be going modest. It's so good to drive to have that good electric race car. Talk about having a peak of performance. It's going to be well packed up to have a good technology for Volkswagen to become a first ever electric race car. But here comes the carousel. Gonna have to take the inside to go right in. So very good. and good to be well driven to have a nice exact performance to stay on track. But I kinda like the sound of the engine that might be giving a good sound like a fighter jet. But exactly indeed like a fighter jet when driving the Volkswagen ID.R is actually to become much more calm and giving a good less sound. Just gonna have to stay right in, take that braking position onto the next turn. Alright, there we go. Go for the short straight. Next sector on the way. Gonna have to make my way onto sector 12. Take that turn by the corner onto the elevation. Going a little bit straight. It feels much more powerful to have that good race car to be mastered every turns when you're on the Nürburgring. It feels like doing some training in real life because it is going to be much more challenging and go confident to have that Volkswagen to be fully electrifying. So almost there to be on sector number 11. Take the flower bed corner to be on the left. Keep driving in. And gonna have to switch back onto the third person view. We'll have to take a good example to see how the wing spoiler is about to be set in use. Here it comes. Gonna have to use the DRS function to be going increase the acceleration. Works like a charm, and gonna have to speed things up a bit to go exactly around 173 miles per hour. But in the meantime, because it will have to go increase when taking a downhill elevation to go up onto 175 miles per hour. Now go for sector 12. Here it comes. And go back up the hill, and the wing is back to normal. See what I mean? It looks so cool and very awesome to drive with this electric race car. So here is the fastest lap time that I just took. 6 minutes, 16.556 seconds. Talk about having a test run to see how this electric race car might be quite very good to use the DRS. So that's it for now. Gonna have to exit and have a replay to go double times amount. Alright. Time for the capture thumbnail image, because that might have a perfect place to have a good spotlight to have the Volkswagen ID.R might be becoming much more fine, faster electric race car for the first time in GT7. So there you go. 2 replay, original and best lap. Car tryout number 1 complete, new day, and gonna have to go for having a driving marathon, viewers. But in the meantime, because I just took a free time from yesterday until the next day that I have to be much more precise and go proceed onto the new clip. So let's go to the Grand Prix track layout on the Nürburgring to try out with the Porsche Vision Gran Turismo Spyder version. It seems to me because about the Spyder version on the Porsche Vision Gran Turismo to have a 1-seater and a passenger seat to be well covered up to be as a monocoque. Just like the Jaguar Vision Gran Turismo Roadster to have a same type of a chassis to be look different to be on the monocoque. So let's go and find out to have the exact differences and go and use the Vision GT Spyder. It's good to go. Now let's start and have a good look onto the interior when putting up onto the traction onto one. So you see, this interior view on the Porsche Vision GT Spyder looks the same but very different because of the monocoque style might be quite very good to be exact similar to be used on the left side on the car. The right side on the Jaguar Vision GT Roadster to be used on the right side. But you might have to take a good look onto this right view. This is where the monocoque is being covered up to have that chassis to become as a different variation. but you might have to take a good look on the passenger seat. It seems to be all covered up at this time, because that might have a very good, excellent, interesting vehicle feeling. Now let's start the timer, time in, and go for turn 1. Gonna have to drive careful to be on the first turn. Going right in onto turn 2. Stay steady, go all-wheel drive. Alright, looks like that might be quite doing well. Drive normal and keep a good drive mode transmission to stay on the main pace. Just like the original that has a good hardtop version ever since when Gran Turismo 7 comes out. The Spyder version on the Porsche Vision Gran Turismo to have a very good updated look and a new variant takes place after the Porsche Esports Challenge USA. But I know I'm just always being a busy man when it comes in to have some unreleased content videos. Excuse my speech, but I know I just got up earlier this morning to be on a late morning time. So let's go and take on the Scoot Hammer S. Gonna have to keep going and take that next turn to go early brake. The wing spoiler still does the same because it'll have to do much more guided direction when doing the take turns on every corners around the track. So now gonna have to go on to take the 4th sector, press on and go for the chicane, slow in, drive carefully inside the apex to be much more confident steady pace. But I kinda like the livery on the Porsche Vision GT Spyder. It looks very good that compared to the original, but you might have to take a good look on the Porsche decal onto the car roof. This one might have a very good monocoque style to have a good Spyder version to this car, just like the Jaguar Vision GT Roadster. So now gonna have to be move on in the second lap. Drive slow in the first turn, coming back on to turn number 2. Excellent, good speed of performance, just like the original. It sure does to have the same performance when driving the Porsche Vision Gran Turismo Spyder is actually to become much more similar to be on the hardtop version. 2-seater that has a windows that has a different look onto the chassis to be well updated to have a good single seat wheel version. But it looks so cool by the way because that might have a good old classic 1950s style to be well raced on the track. But we are in 2022 to have this brand new car for the main update. So let's get in there and do a little bit elevation hill climb to be on the Scoot Hammer S. Gonna have to drive in, go confident and be precise. But only in the meantime because let's see how if the Porsche Vision Gran Turismo Spyder can actually take on with the Jaguar Vision GT Roadster. The same chassis and monocoque style might be becoming much more fine daring statement to see how the differences to be more exactly look alike compared to the other two original. So almost there, because that might have a good exact feeling we'll have to do slow down after taking the second lap clear. I'll have to do the rotational view to see the differences to become more alike. Looks so different, but I kinda like it because that might be quite very good to have the Spyder version to be welcome into the game. So let's exit out. That's it for having a best lap time to go 1 minute 57.720 seconds to be on the test run. Number 2 complete. Standings to be well outcome for having a highlight green check on sector 1 to 3 in the second lap. Sector 4 to be marked on the green in the first lap that might have a good total amount to have 1 minute 57.720 seconds to be on my best time. So it is actually to be well enjoyable to drive the Porsche Vision GT Spyder, just like the original to have a hardtop version. But the monocoque might be becoming much more brilliant to be driving on the left side with the steering wheel, just like the Vision GT Jaguar to be on the right side of the monocoque style. Just to be average and goes to have a new variation to see how a classic concept car to become much more exactly like a 1950s race car. But right now, gonna have to go for having car number 3 to try it out. Nissan Silvia Case Type S S14 94 will have to go to Asia Oceania tracks to be on Kyoto Driving Park on the Yamagita district. But there is also to have one event open on Autopolis International Racing Course for the Japanese FR Challenge. So let's go and proceed on to the custom race, because this one might have a 5 versus 5 to have my Total Drama OCs will be ready to go. Low settings and have InSportTech Real Car Series will have to be well put up to be on a test course. Settings complete, 3 laps to be planned, and exactly for having a 5 versus 5 challenge to have boys versus girls. So now I have 3 of my Total Drama OCs to be welcome aboard: Jaylee Diamond, Cerulean Rivers, and Genesis Biggs. Say hello to the audience, you guys. Alright, looks like it's all good to go. Professional level to be on the rival difficulty to see how it turns out. Settings to become much more usual because I'm about to go last position to go race. Just like last time on Watkins Glen International Short Course, for having a different moment to have all kinds of different road cars with UDRS car liveries. But talk about having one special guest appearance to have Jaylee Diamond, one of the J Sisters of the Diamond Platinum. Well, of course, she is represent the J Sister of Lust. But I know, it is definitely a long story. Let's have a good check on the settings. Sports Stop compound tires is good to go after having purchased from the race shop like yesterday. So here I go, let's do this, and gonna have to go test out for the S14. We'll do a perfect reunion for the S13 and S15 Nissan Silvia. 25 years in the making for Gran Turismo turns out to become much more fun used for the S14 Silvia for the K's and Q's version. The K stands for King and the Q stands for Queen. 2 letters, 1 car, and also to have a very good fine pre-production model to be made in 1993. But this one is made in 1994 to have a Type S version for the S14 Silvia. So looks like ladies first to have my Total Drama OC girls will have to go right in to take the lead. Lexia is in first place. Gonna have to catch up and go overtake with my guys. Okay, gonna have to get in and switched on to the interior view. So you see, this looks much more fine, perfect moment to have the S14 Silvia to have a fully functional detailed view to have a first time moment when racing on Gran Turismo 7. Just like the Nissan Silvia S13 and S15 to have a most fine differences to be well made in the late 90s, and also for the 2000 to be quite very cool and stunning to have a retro JDM sports car to be well drive onto the track. Gonna have to go on to take the 3rd sector. Right turn coming in clear. Here comes the hairpin on number 1. There we go. Just the way how it feels, and gonna have to go slipstream to increase for the acceleration. But good thing Jerry is about to be using with the Chevy Corvette CR1 4th generation 1989 to have a good proper position at the start. Looks like Horizon in the Nissan Silvia is doing a good job. Jaylee is now currently to be dropped down from 1st place into 4th place. Come on, just gonna have to go for the rush and stay on track. I know what it is because Jenna is really might have to go for a different sports car because she might have to go for the Nissan C Performance like I used from last time. Here comes lap number 2. Gonna have to keep it up and go main on the pace. Alright, there we go. Press on and go for position number 4. Looks like Hardernick is doing well. Driving the Ford Mustang GT did a good job to be driving on the street race disciplines. Looks like this is going to be having a 2-on-2 showdown to take the battle in first place. Looks like Lexia is doing a good job to drive the S15 like last time from Watkins Glen International Short Course. But talk about having a hard pace and go challenging to stay on track to be well defended. Well, I'm coming in to join you, Hardernick. Let's do this, and let's have a date with the competition. There you go. Looks like I'm on 2nd place. Looks like my girl Lexia is going to have to switch up to go offense because I'm about to go for having a slight defense to take the first hairpin to be slow in, fast out, and going to have to catch up to the UDRS Vision Contender C performance. But heads up, Jenna. I'm about to coming in right towards you to be on the next sector in number 4. But I cannot believe it, I'm just taking on for the Vision Contender C to have my own livery design. Hold it in, just gonna have to drive careful to be on the final turn on hairpin number 2. Just to kick up and go increase the acceleration by the slipstream. Alright, looks like I just barely beat Jenna's lap time earlier, 2 minutes 3.617 seconds. There we go, looks like it's all in and proceed onto the first turn. I'm still working on it to come up with a perfect strategy. Gonna have to steep in, go careful. Looks like the taillight signal is gonna be called in. Very much fine defense for her, unless press on and go for sector 2. Come on, just gonna have to have that S14 Silvia. We'll have to go for the king. Alright, this is it. It's all or nothing. Talk about having a hard defense for Jenna. Driving a Nissan C Performance is going to be a lot of hard work. But unless, if I could probably have to keep a good foot on the gas before the hairpin comes in. That's the ticket. First place, here I come, and proceed onto the finish line to go hard defense. Okay, Jenna, looks like I bet challenge accept. This is going to be much more fun to enjoy. I bet she might have to go increase the pace to have the final turn. That's going to be her advantage. But I bet if I could probably have to cancel it. Just going to have to stay on the line and go hard for the main straightaway to be on the final stretch. Okay, not this time. First place for having an S14 Silvia takes the podium finish. Alright, looks like I just did it, you guys. I just finally won first place by trying out the Nissan Silvia S14 Case Type S. Brilliant and magnificent. I just barely pulled that off, going harder and longer to be on the main defense. Incredible. Very incredible to have a total time in 6 minutes 29.547 seconds. In the fastest lap time I took 2 minutes 3.617 seconds. Great job, you guys. Great job to be well achieved to be drying out onto the track for having a most fine course in the Yamagita district in Kyoto Driving Park. There you go. Driving marathon is already complete for only one day. And today is Friday. After having a brand new update is already here and now. Gonna have to go for the replay time to have a good thumbnail image. Just hold on 1 second because I might have a very good, excellent image. Just switch things up, and there you go. Perfect, and image to be saved. But I cannot believe it, this is going to be so fun for the second time with my Total Drama OC for having a same exact grid. Mostly to have some main outcome for Gash Fernandez and Cerulean Rippers for the Toyota GR86 RC and Subaru BRZ S 2021 with the same UDRS livery. So the replay is now saved, and that's how having a good competition time to have all 9 of my UDRS liveries, including my Total Drama OCs as well. It was a lot of fun, you guys, but I bet I could probably have to go forward to be on the next step to have a very good check to be on the function to have the ability is to sell cars. Well, I don't know about the update because it doesn't show the number of prices when removing a car in the garage to be well selected. For example, because ever since I have purchased 3 Silvia case Type S S14 that I just originally brought from the used car dealership in the next clip. So what if I could probably have to remove 1 car to be discard? Gonna have to go delete it and see what happens. So yeah, it doesn't show receive short amount of currency credits to be applied onto your main balance. That's how 1 car is being removed in the game. Bummer. I know you guys really think about having sale cars in the game just like all the previous Gran Turismo titles, ever since it's going to be much more fun, brilliant from GT1 to have a good low amount currency credits. But I know because the next update might have a good promise to see how it turns out to become much more better, because you'll have to find out soon enough. So what do you guys think about having 3 new cars as part of the September 2022 update? Give your thoughts and have some good questions about the 3 new cars. The Volkswagen ID might be quite very good to be electrifying to have a racing car category. Combination to have the electric race car is going to become much more fine all-wheel drive to have exactly 670 horsepower to go faster with using a DRS to go up in about 175 miles per hour. The second car is the Spyder version on the Porsche Vision Gran Turismo, turns out to have a different look and variant style to have a monocoque. Just like the original because of the hardtop version that might have a passenger seat included. And also, the Nissan Silvia case Type S 1994 S14 model is going to might be a very good excellent retro JDM car in the mid-90s. It also to have all kinds of different customization when you're in the GT Auto. Low wing spoiler and custom wing set, because this is going to be a very good excellent classic car to be well put up to have a nice fully premium detail, and a reunion to have the S13 and S15 Nissan Silvia to have a good sisterly reunion. But it's been a while to be on the car collection because I had the very good check to see how it goes out. Gonna have to go with Germany to have the Volkswagen ID 2019 and Porsche Vision GT Spyder. The prototype EV that rewrote speed records around the world. Sounds pretty cool, and electric racing categorized to have a nice race car vehicle to be well made by entering in the 2020 decades. Made in 2019 to have that very good prototype electric race car made by Volkswagen. But this one, it has 2 different versions on the Porsche Vision Gran Turismo to have the original and Spyder version. Porsche's modern yet daring statement on the future of the sports car. Looks so cool, and this one might have an updated version to be on the exterior and interior design that might have a state-of-the-art carbon monocoque chassis. Much more brilliant and surrounding the natural environment. Same performance like the original because that might have 1098 horsepower to be on the all-wheel drive. Compared to the original, it looks the same and exactly different to be well look alike. And now for the Nissan Silvia case Type S. The The 6th generation Silvia emphasized luxury with a wide body flowing body. Looks a good and pre-production made model to be designed in October 1993. Also to be known as the Type S version for the S14 made in 1994. Very classic and retro JDM car to have a perfect race customization to be used in the GT Auto. Alright folks, it's been a long day and I'm about to wrap this up before at the end of the video after Season 2 from the Nations Cup and Manufacturers Cup. But that's not all, because I've been working so hard to be on a full walkthrough as part of my main journey to be racing around to have some more events and competitions where I had to do some driving missions. But I bet it's going to get much more promise to be well patient and take some time whenever I had to go harder whenever it takes to do some more video editing. But as a man of my word, I'll have to work hard and continue on to be reached up onto 1,000 subscribers to my YouTube channel. Record today, upload tomorrow, and I'm about to do Cartober this month on DeviantArt, so you guys might have to check it out. As I'm about to prepare myself to take a challenge, so I have to go creative and do any kinds of different theme of cars, including Halloween as well. Wish me luck, you guys. I have already begun ever since the beginning of October, but I can't wait until Halloween will be arrived soon at the end of the month. Thank you for watching on my video in Gran Turismo 7 folks. I hope you enjoyed. Just go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for notifications on upcoming content videos if you like to see. And don't forget to follow me on any social media platforms like DeviantArt, Instagram, GT Planet, Twitter, and more to see for my own image artwork like UDRS liveries, Total Drama fan art with car liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be see you guys next time on Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.